everyone. I hope you enjoyed solving the environment questions of the first test of our Anubhav series. Now, let's have a look at their detailed explanations. The first question deals with global warming and its associated implications. It reads as, the rapid warming of the Arctic region impacts global climate through which of the following mechanisms? First, weakening of the polar jet stream. Second, acceleration of thermohaline circulations in the Atlantic Ocean. Third, release of greenhouse gases from melting permafrost. The correct answer to this question is C, 1 and 3 only. To solve this, let us first understand what exactly is Arctic. The Arctic region is the northernmost region of Earth. It surrounds the North Pole and the latitude of 66 degrees 33 minutes north delimits the boundary of the Arctic in terms of solar radiations. The first statement says that warming of Arctic region could lead to weakening of polar jet stream. For this, we need to know the basic concept of polar jet stream as well. This is the flow pattern of polar jet stream. The jet stream is a band of westerly winds that flow in the lower layers of the atmosphere. Jet streams are created due to convergence of two air masses. This polar jet stream is created due to convergence of a cold air mass that is descending from the Arctic and the convergence of a warm air mass that is rising from the tropical regions. This leads to creation of westerly winds known as jet streams. Now, the statement says that when warming of Arctic could lead to weakening of polar jet stream. How? This is a correct statement, but exactly how? The jet stream, as we saw over here, that the jet stream is created due to convergence of two air masses. One is cold and the other is warm. When the air masses are strong enough, that is, there is good temperature difference between them, then it leads to creation of a strong jet stream. But if the Arctic Ocean is warming, then this cold air mass would become less cold, and as a result, the temperature difference between these two air masses would reduce, which would eventually lead to reduction in the speed of jet stream that would ultimately weaken the polar jet stream. I hope you understood this concept. The second is also concept that we study in geography, which is of thermohaline circulation. The statement says that warming of the Arctic region could lead to acceleration of thermohaline circulations in the Atlantic Ocean. This statement is incorrect. How? Let us see. Thermohaline circulations are a slow-moving band of current, deep ocean current, that traverse the global oceans. They are named so because they are created due to variations in temperature and salinity. Therefore, the name thermo and haline circulation. Let us see the mechanism of the creation of these circulations. What happens is, we know that the sea waters in the Arctic region are very cold. When the temperature of these sea water falls below the freezing point, it leads to formation of sea ice. It leads to formation of ice. When the ice is formed from the sea water, the salts of the sea water are left behind. These salts increase the salinity of the sea waters in this area. So, we know that the saline waters are more dense, and because of being more dense, these waters sink in the ocean as is depicted in this diagram. These waters sink in the ocean, and over here a void is formed. So the water from the tropical region come to this area to fill the void. In such way, this water also gets cooled over here, and when the temperature again falls below freezing point, this water starts to form ice, and when again the ice is formed, again the salinity of the water, surrounding waters increases and it again sinks. In this way, a circulation is taking place across the global oceans. When we see Atlantic Ocean, these thermohaline circulations are very prominent. So, coming back to our question, it says that warming of Arctic could lead to acceleration of thermohaline circulation. This is incorrect. Why? Because the main cause of formation of the circulation is the difference in the temperature and salinity. When Arctic region would become warm, this would lead to reduction in the temperature difference between the northern and southern region. If the difference in temperature is reduced, then it would lead to weakening of the thermohaline circulation and not acceleration of thermohaline circulation. Hence, this statement is incorrect. Coming to third statement, this is a correct statement. It says that warming of Arctic region could lead to release of greenhouse gases from melting permafrost. Permafrost is that region of the earth and rocks where temperatures are maintained at or below 0 degrees Celsius. For consecutively 2 years. A vast majority of organic matter is found in this permafrost. It is an important component of our cryosphere. When the Arctic would warm, it would lead to melting of permafrost, which would eventually lead to increase in microbial activity in the permafrost region. The increase in microbial activity would lead to decay of the organic matter that is present in permafrost, and as we know that when any matter decays, it leads to release of gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, which are classified as greenhouse gases. Hence, the third statement is also correct. Hence, we have the answer 1 and 3 only. The answer is C. This is a conceptual question which also requires you to be thorough with the concepts of climatology in geography. Coming to the next question. It says that a wildlife enthusiast plans to visit national parks in India with the highest populations of tigers, lions and cheetahs. Which of the following set of states should he include in his itinerary? So basically, this question is asking us that you just name the national parks which have the highest number, the largest number of the given species. So tigers, first is tiger. The largest number of tigers is found in Jim Corbett National Park. Which is present in the state of Uttarakhand. Coming to lions, we all know that the only habitat of Asiatic lions in India is the Gir National Park and Wildlife Sanctuary, which is present in the state of Gujarat. The third is cheetah. We know that Asiatic cheetah became extinct in India in the year 1952. So, as part of Project Cheetah and Cheetah Reintroduction Program, the government of India signed MOUs with 2 African nations to bring back the cheetahs in India. So, the 8 cheetahs were brought from Namibia in 2022 and 12 from South Africa in 2023. 12 cheetahs were brought from South Africa in 2023. They are relocated in Kuno National Park of Madhya Pradesh. So, the largest population of cheetahs is found in the state of Madhya Pradesh. To have a rough idea of the numbers, approximately 206 tigers are found in Jim Corbett National Park, which is the largest for any national park in India. However, it shall be noted that as per the tiger estimates, the state with the highest number of tigers is Madhya Pradesh. It has approximately 785 tigers. But when we look at national parks, it is the Jim Corbett National Park. In India, there are about 670 lions and cheetahs. At present, the strength of cheetahs is about 24. I hope this question is clear to all. Coming to our next question. It says that the United Nations has declared 2024 as the International Year of Camelids. Consider the following statements about the camels in India. This question tests our awareness about camels in India. The first statement says that Kharai camels are single-humped camels primarily found in Rajasthan, and the second statement reads as Bactrian camels are double-humped camels primarily found in Nubra Valley of Ladakh. The correct answer to this question is B, that is 2 only. First of all, let us have a brief idea of what exactly are camelids. Camelids are animals that are found in arid and semi-arid regions of the world. They include, one is camels, the other is llamas, and the third is alpacas. These camelids, these animals provide various services to humans where other animals would not be able to survive. They can survive in extreme arid and semi-arid climates. So, the first statement says that Kharai camels are single-humped camels. Till now it is true, Kharai camels are single-humped. As can be seen from this picture, this area is known as the hump of the camel. So, this is true, they are single-humped, but they are not found in Rajasthan, but in Gujarat. In fact, the UPSC has asked a question on Kharai camels previously. The Kharai camels is a unique breed of camels that have the unique ability to swim. We can see them swimming in this region, in this photo. These camels can swim for large distances and they are primarily found in Gujarat. They are managed by 2 main communities. One is the Fakirani Jats This is the rearing community which rears and manages the Kharai camels. The other is Rabadis. These are the owners of Kharai camels. So, though they are single-humped, but they are found in Gujarat and not Rajasthan. The second statement says, Bactrian camels are double-humped and found in Nubra Valley of Ladakh. This is a true statement. See, in this picture we can see that there are two humps of this camel. This is an image of Bactrian camel. It has two humps and it is found in Nubra Valley of Ladakh. Along with the Nubra, it is also found in China and Mongolia, some regions of these countries. This camel, double-humped Bactrian camel, is also found. So, the correct answer would be B. Now, this hump, the primary function of this hump is to store fat which can be converted into energy and water whenever the need arises. Coming to the next question. This also is an applied question which tests the conceptual understanding. This question primarily deals with a novel concept of enhanced rock weathering. Okay, it states that the application of crushed silicate rocks to the soil can enhance the sequestration of atmospheric carbon dioxide. This is the first statement. The second statement says that adding crushed silicate rocks can increase the process of rock weathering. And the third statement says that crushed silicate rocks react with atmospheric carbon dioxide to form stable carbonates. The correct answer to this question is A. Both of these statements are correct and both of them explain statement 1. So, before understanding the concept of enhanced rock weathering, let us first understand the basics of weathering. Weathering refers to breakdown of the rocks and minerals present on the surface of the earth. Now, it is caused due to various agents which can be physical, chemical and biological agents. The main agents of weathering are water, wind, ice, microbes, etc. When rocks are weathered, they lead to formation of calcium and magnesium. And carbon dioxide present in the air also undergoes through various natural processes which eventually lead to formation of carbonic acid. This weathering, it locks carbon in the rocks and hence it is a carbon removal technique. But for natural weathering to occur, it takes thousands and lakhs of years. So, the researchers came out with a concept of enhanced rock weathering. The enhanced rock weathering builds upon the concept of natural weathering and it tries to increase the rate of weathering so that we could sequester a large amount of carbon. The principle of enhanced rock weathering rests upon the interaction of these rocks as well as the carbon dioxide that is present in the atmosphere. Now let us have a look at our question. What is asked? Statement 1 says that application of crushed silicate rocks to the soil can enhance the sequestration of atmospheric carbon dioxide. This is a true statement. Now, second and third are also true. Let us first look into third statement. Crushed silicate rocks react with atmospheric carbon dioxide to form stable carbonates. As we have already studied that the two rocks which are prominent in enhanced rock weathering include silicates and basalts. So, if we add the crushed silicate rocks, then they react with the atmospheric carbon dioxide to first form carbonic acid. This carbonic acid then reacts with various other minerals to form stable carbonates. The prominent carbonate among them is calcium carbonate, which is also referred to as limestone. In this way, statement 3 explains statement 1. Now, the second statement says that adding crushed silicate rocks can increase the process of rock weathering. This statement is also true and it explains statement 1. How? If we crush the silicate rocks, this leads to increase in surface area of the rocks. When the surface area is increased, it leads to increase in chemical reactions that is taking place between the rocks and carbon dioxide. If this chemical reaction is enhanced, then naturally there would be more sequestration of carbon dioxide and it would eventually lead to increase in process of rock weathering. Hence, the correct answer is A. Coming to the next question. The next question deals with greening of Antarctic Peninsula. It says that which of the following are likely implications of the ongoing increase in vegetation cover in Antarctica? A recent study says that Antarctic Peninsula, it is a region in Antarctica, prominent region in Antarctica. The Antarctic Peninsula has observed a 10-fold increase in its vegetation cover from the year 1986. This is a worrisome fact. Why? Because this has happened mainly due to rise in temperatures. The first statement of our question says that reduction in regional temperature due to enhanced carbon sequestration will. It asks us whether increase in vegetation cover in Antarctica, will this lead to reduction in regional temperature due to enhanced carbon sequestration? This statement is incorrect. Why? Because the vegetation cover that is found in Antarctica is primarily mosses. We know that these are among the few pioneer species of ecological succession which colonize a particular area at the very beginning. I also have a picture to show you. See, these are mosses which are found in Antarctic Peninsula. So, these mosses, the amount of carbon that is sequestered by these mosses is way less as compared to the amount of radiations that is reflected, that would have been reflected by the Antarctic Peninsula if it was ice covered with snow and ice. Now, let us understand this mechanism of reflection of sunlight. We all know that the light surfaces have higher albedo. Albedo is the ability and capacity of a substance or surface to reflect back the sunlight. The substances having light color, for example, fresh snow, ice caps, light colored sand, they have higher albedo, that is, they reflect more amount of sunlight as compared to the darker substances which have less albedo. So, if vegetation cover would increase in Antarctica, that means the Antarctic region would become darker. It would lead to increase in albedo. So, the impact of this increase in albedo would be too large as compared to the carbon that would be sequestered by the mosses. Hence, this statement is incorrect. It would not lead to reduction in regional temperature. The second statement, it is correct. It says that disruption of local ecosystems potentially allowing the introduction of non-native species. This is a likely consequence of increase in vegetation of Antarctica. How? We know that the soils in Antarctica are not very well developed. But if vegetation cover would increase, it would lead to addition of organic matter and thereby formation of new soils. if new soils would be formed, it would be easy for the non-native species of plants which could be brought to the Antarctica by various wildlife enthusiasts or scientists. This would enable the non-native species to thrive in the Antarctic region if there are well-developed soils. Hence, increase in vegetation cover in Antarctica could lead to disruption of local ecosystems, potentially allowing the introduction of non-native species. This is a correct statement. So, the answer to this question would be B, that is 2 only. Coming to the next question, it says that which of the following areas is notified under the Environment Protection Act 1986 to function as a shock absorber for specialized ecosystems and serve as a transition zone between areas of high protection and those with lesser protection? The correct answer to this question is C. It is the eco-sensitive zones. To conserve and preserve biodiversity, the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change declares eco-sensitive zones around the protected area under Environmental Protection Act 1986. These zones serve as a shock absorber between the areas that are given high protection and the areas which are awarded lesser degree of protection. The main aim of declaring eco-sensitive zone is to reduce the impact of human activities on environment and thereby maintain and conserve a sustainable environment. Coming to the next question. This also is a conceptual question about cloud seeding. It says that in the context of cloud seeding, which of the following conditions is or are required for successful artificial rain generation? First, availability of moisture-laden clouds. Second, adequate concentration of chemical nuclei. And third, high wind speeds to disperse seeded particles over a larger area. The correct answer to this question is B, that is 1 and 2 only. Let us briefly understand the concept of cloud seeding. Cloud seeding is a weather modification technique which increases the likelihood of precipitation by introducing certain chemicals in the cloud. So, for successful artificial rain generation, whether the availability of moisture-laden clouds is essential condition or not, this is a correct statement. Only if there is enough moisture in the cloud, then we could expect the condensation to take place and then eventually the precipitation in the form of either rain or snow. Without sufficient moisture, even if the particles are introduced into the cloud, it would not lead to condensation. So, the first is a required condition. Second, adequate concentration of chemical nuclei. This also is a correct statement. These chemical nuclei act as hygroscopic nuclei which provide a surface for the water droplets to condense around them. So, in effect, the water droplets condense around these hygroscopic nuclei and leads to formation of larger droplets that could eventually lead to occurrence of precipitation. So, this also is a correct statement. Coming to the third statement, high wind speeds to disperse seeded particles over a larger area. This is an incorrect statement. Why? If the speed of wind would be very high, it would lead to dispersion. It would lead to dispersion of the particles, that is chemical nuclei, away from the cloud. So it would not aid in the process of artificial rain generation. It would in fact deter such process. The common material which is used as a chemical nuclei is silver iodide. So this was the question about cloud seeding. Coming to the next question, which asks us about two species. These are recently discovered species. The first statement says that Ceropegia shivrayana, named after Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, is a flowering plant. This is a correct statement. A new species of flowering plant named as Ceropegia shivrayana has been discovered in Maharashtra, which has been named after the legendary Maratha ruler Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. You can have a look at this species. This is the flowering plant. And the next statement says that Botulistes chandrayani, named after Chandrayaan 3 mission, is a butterfly. This statement is incorrect because this Botulistes chandrayani is not a butterfly. Though it is named after Chandrayaan, but it is not a butterfly. It is a tardigrade. What exactly is a tardigrade? You can have a look at its image here. This is a tardigrade. These are microscopic creatures which have been discovered from Tamil Nadu. A speciality of these creatures is that they can survive in extreme weather and climate. This newly discovered species has been named after the Chandrayaan 3 mission of India. Hence, the correct answer of this question would be A, that is 1 only. Coming to question number 77, which says that consider the following statements regarding deep sea mining. The Government of India holds a contract for the exploration of polymetallic nodules in the Central Indian Ocean basin. The second statement says that deep sea mining has not yet been commercially undertaken anywhere in the world. The third statement reads as the International Seabed Authority regulates mining activities beyond the exclusive economic zone of countries. The correct answer is D. All of these 3 statements are correct. So, the first statement asks about polymetallic nodules. What are these? These are mineral nodules that are found in vast areas of oceans. They are also known as manganese nodules as they are primarily composed of manganese and iron. They could also have a few other minerals and metals such as nickel, cobalt, etc. They look like potato, so they are a potato shaped nodules. Good source of various minerals and rare earth chemicals for us. Let's have a look at these nodules. This is a photo of polymetallic nodules. See, they are looking like potatoes. So, the first statement asks us, the Government of India holds a contract for exploration of polymetallic nodules in the Central Indian Ocean basin. This is true. The government has in fact entered into a contract with International Seabed Authority for their exploration. The second statement says that deep sea mining has not yet been commercially undertaken anywhere in the world. This statement is also correct. Only explorations and pilot projects for deep sea mining have been undertaken, but no commercial exploration till date has taken place anywhere in the world for deep sea mining. The third statement is also correct. The International Seabed Authority, it has been established under UNCLOS, that is the United Nations Convention on Law of Seas. It regulates mining activities beyond the exclusive economic zone of countries. This is a correct statement. So, The answer to this question would be D, that is all correct. Coming to question 78, it says that consider the following statements regarding the green credit program launched by the Government of India. First, it aims to enhance credit availability for low carbon intensive industries. Second, it operates as a voluntary mechanism to incentivize environment friendly activities. And third, both individuals and companies are eligible to obtain green credits under the program. The correct answer to this question would be only two. That is, only two out of these statements are correct. The first statement is incorrect. The green credit program is a market-based mechanism that aims to incentivize environment-friendly practices. It does not directly deal with provision of credit availability. It is a mechanism which encourages environmental friendly and sustainable practices. The second statement says that it operates as a voluntary mechanism to incentivize environment friendly activities. This is a correct statement. It incentivizes various activities that leads to sustainable development and the activities which are friendly for the environment. The third statement reads as both individuals and companies are eligible to obtain green credits under the program. This statement is also correct. Actually, this green credit program was launched by the Government of India in 2023 to take forward the mandate of Mission Life. We know that Mission Life also deals with adoption of various habits and practices that would help a lot in ensuring sustainable development and conservation of the environment. Coming to question number 79, it says, consider the following statements regarding COP29 of the UNFCCC held in Baku, that is Azerbaijan. Statement first says that India advocated for increasing the share of private sector investments under the new collective quantified goal framework. Statement 2 says that India asserted that $3 billion annual climate finance committed by developed countries is inadequate and requires a substantial increase. The correct answer of this question is D, that is, statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is correct. We know that for achieving the Paris Agreement goal of limiting the rise in temperature to well below 2 degrees Celsius from the pre-industrial levels, we need to stress a lot upon reduction in emissions of gases. But these reduction in amount of greenhouse gases could happen only if we transition from fossil fuels based economy to clean sources of energy. And for transitioning to clean sources of energy, the developing and underdeveloped countries of the world need a lot of finance for incorporating clean solutions into their economies. We also know that finance is a major issue that halts any of the climate related process. In backdrop of this, NCQG has been launched at COP29 held in Baku. NCQG is actually a framework for providing finance for clean solutions, clean environmental solutions. So, the first statement says that India advocated for increasing the share of private sector, which is really an incorrect statement. The official stand of Government of India at Baku was that the contributions, the financial contribution should come from the developed countries as mandated under the goal taking the contributions from private sector would lead to defeat in the purpose of NCQG. Hence, this statement is incorrect. The second is a correct statement. India said that this $3 billion is a very less amount, and it requires a lot of finance, a lot of increase in this finance by developed countries to achieve the goal as stated in Paris Agreement. This meagre amount also defeats the purpose of CBDR, that is common but differentiated responsibilities, and also it defeats the principles of equity between the nations. So first statement is incorrect and the second statement is correct. Answer would be D. Coming to question number 80. Consider the following statements regarding tiger reserves in India. First, the answer to this question is C, that is all of the above mentioned statements are correct. The first statement says that tiger reserves are notified by the state government on the recommendation of NTCA. This is correct. The Project Tiger was launched by the Government of India in the year 1973. The objective of the Project Tiger was to have a viable population of tigers in their natural habitat. So, the tiger, it mandated for establishment of certain tiger reserves in various protected areas wherein the tigers could be provided a greater degree of protection. So, these reserves are notified by the state governments on recommendation of NTCA under the provisions of Wildlife Protection Act 1972. The second statement says that boundary of a tiger reserve can be altered by the state government only with the prior approval of National Board for Wildlife. This statement is also correct. Please see for yourself who heads the National Board of Wildlife. The third statement says that tiger reserves can be denotified by the state government only with prior approval of both NTCA and NBWL. This statement is also correct. This is a bit of a factual question, but it is very important, it is very essential to know about all of these provisions. Coming to question number 81. It says, consider the following statements regarding dichloro-diphenyl trichloroethane, commonly referred to as DDT. First, the use of DDT is banned and prohibited for all purposes under the Stockholm Convention. Second, India is currently the only producer of DDT in the world. The correct answer to this question is B, that is 2 only. The Stockholm Convention is a convention on persistent organic pollutants. These are various industrial chemicals and pesticides which could be detrimental to the environment. So, the Stockholm Convention tries to reduce and eliminate the use of these persistent organic pollutants. For this, the Stockholm Convention lists 21 such chemicals. This first statement says use of DDT is banned for all purposes. This is not true. The use of DDT is banned for agricultural purposes. DDT actually is a potent pesticide and insecticide. So, it was largely used in agriculture, but now under the Stockholm Convention, its use has been banned. We also know that increased use of DDT in agriculture led to decline in the population of vultures in the country. This is also a reason why it is a very harmful chemical and is banned in agriculture. Second, India is currently the only producer of DDT in the world. This statement is true. India has obtained a license for production of DDT. DDT is currently used for vector control program. So the answer to this question would be B, that is only the second statement is correct. Coming to our next question, it says that consider the following statements about Central Pollution Control Board, that is CPCB. The correct answer is B, that is 1 and 3 only. Statement 1 and 3 are correct, whereas second is incorrect. The first statement says that CPCB was established under the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974. This is a correct statement. Additionally, the CPCB is also entrusted with the powers under Air Pollution Prevention and Control Act 1981. CPCB is also entrusted with powers under this act. So, this statement is a correct statement. The second statement says that CPCB implements the Graded Response Action Plan for Delhi and National Capital Region. This statement is incorrect. It is not the CPCB that implements GRAP, but some other organization. So, what exactly is Graded Response Action Plan? This is an emergency plan for the Delhi NCR region to combat rising air pollution. This plan comes into force when the air quality reaches to poor levels. The GRAP in Delhi NCR region is managed by Commission on Air Quality Management, that is the CAQM. Commission on Air Quality Management implements the Graded Response Action Plan in Delhi. So this statement would be incorrect. Statement 3 says that CPCB is mandated to lay down an NL standards for the quality of noise. This is a correct statement. Among various functions of the CPCB, this also is a major function. Hence, the answer would be B, that is 1 and 3 only. Coming to the last question of environment, which is about microplastics. So, these microplastics are minuscule particles of plastics whose size is less than 5 millimeters. These microplastics can be found in various regions of the world, including oceans, land, and even in drinking water. They are very hazardous for humans as well as the environment and biodiversity. Let us have a look at the given statements. The correct answer to this question would be B, this statement. The question asks that which of the following statements about microplastics is not correct? This is statement B. Actually, microplastics are manufactured for various industrial and chemical purposes. They are also used as exfoliants in cosmetic industries. The microplastics which are manufactured specifically for various purposes are known as primary microplastics, and the microplastics that results from degradation and breakdown of these primary microplastics are referred to as secondary microplastics. So, the statement B says that they are not specifically manufactured but results from the breakdown of larger plastic debris. This is not correct because as we have seen, primary microplastics are specifically manufactured for use in various industries. And those microplastics that result from breakdown of larger plastic debris are known as secondary microplastics. To have a glimpse of these microplastics, let us see a picture. See, this is a picture which is a part of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, GPGP. We can see these microplastics are concentrated in an area and it proves detrimental for the marine biology. Statements are correct. The first is, airborne microplastics can deposit on land and water through precipitation. This is a correct statement. We see a lot of microplastics on land as well, and the oceans we have seen in this picture. Statement C says that microplastics can be inhaled by human. This statement is also correct. Inhalation of microplastics leads to various respiratory diseases for humans as well as animals. In fact, it also reduces the capability of plants to photosynthesize. Statement D, microplastics are used in cosmetic products due to their effectiveness as exfoliants. This statement is correct. They are increasingly getting used in various creams and also scrubs because they function as good exfoliants. It is noteworthy that many of the countries of the world have actually banned the use of microplastics in cosmetic products, but they are still in use in many countries. So we are done with the explanation for environment questions. I hope you liked it. Thank you.